Welcome to today's tutorial. Okay, I'm going to be talking more on using classes. Okay, so now this is what we did previously. Okay, so now let's say I want to reuse this color here. Okay, I want to reuse this color here. So here, let me just say, okay, let me say after this thread here, I created another p tag here, and here let me say welcome to CSS 3. Okay, so now yeah, I can just reuse this same class. So I will just copy this class here. I can just copy this class here and paste it inside here, or let me just type, and here let me say blue. Okay, now you see this place is now taking the color blue. Okay, now if I should change it to red, it's going to take this styling for this, which is red. Okay, now if I should come here now and let me say H1, or let me just remove this entirely and let me say H3, and here let me say welcome to CSS, let me say 3, welcome to CSS 3. Okay, now you see by default is black. Okay, now let me do that same thing. Let me add the class. Okay, and let me say blue. Okay, so now we can see that it did not take this effect here. Okay, but if it's p that we used and we say welcome to CSS and we come here to add the class blue, it's going to take this blue color. Okay, it's going to take the effect for it. Okay, now why is this H3 not taking this blue effect? Is because of that this place here we specify, we use the selector, and the selector is p. So what we are trying to say is that all the blue classes that is inside this p tag, okay, or that has this p as their selector, okay, it should style them. So all the blue classes inside this p tag is going to take the effect of anything that is inside here. We're going to take the effect of anything that is inside this rule here. Okay, now if you take a closer look at this one is not having the p tag. Okay, so this one selector is different. Okay, so we can either create a new rule for it and say h3, which is the selector dot blue, and come here to say dot blue, and come here to say color. Can say blue now. Okay, now you see it now takes the blue color, or we can just remove this entirely, and yeah, instead of specifying the selector, we can just remove the selector, and once we remove the selector, is left with the class name, and the class name is just going to affect all the tags, all the elements that has the class name, irrespective of the tags, whether p or h3 or h1 or any of the element tag. Okay, at all, it's just going to affect all the tags that is going to see its class inside. Okay, so let me just delete that p there. Now you can see it now has the blue here. Okay, so irrespective of of the tag or of the element is going to affect it. So let me just come here, let me say h4, and let me say testing. Okay, and here let me give it the class as blue also. You see it's going to take the color, which is blue. Okay, so if I should come here and give it red, it's not going to take red, because we already know that the red is specific for only this selector. So except I remove it, so it's not going to take red. Okay, so this one is going to affect all the elements or the element tags that it sees the class as red. Okay, and this one is going to affect all the element tags that it sees its class as blue. Okay, but if I make it to be specific like this, okay, it's just going to affect all the p tags. Okay, all the p element tags, okay, that it sees what each class what as red. Okay, so that is that. And also more on these classes, we can add one or more classes, okay, to a particular what element. So let me just come here and let me remove this to make the code more simpler. Okay, and here I can say bg, okay, and here I can say background. Okay, so here I can say .bg, and I can say the background color should be, okay, I think for this one the color is already what blue, which is this. So blue and red, I think they match somehow. Okay, now you can see the background color now change to what red. Okay, I think that is good for that one. Then the next one is our background, okay, which is this. And remember I told you guys before, to call a class, remember to put your dot. Okay, now here I'm going to be saying the background color should be, I think red and yellow, they do go well. So red and yellow. Okay, now you can see. Okay, now I can also make it specific to what, to the p. So it's just going to affect what, they're only going to affect what, the p. As you can see, you're only going to what, affect the p. So if there's any other tag here, like let me say span, and let me say welcome, if I should add this same class here, let me copy this and let me paste. Okay, if I should add the same class here, you see that it did not work. Okay, because I made it to be what, specific, that it should only what effect what the background for only the p element, and the bg also for this for only the p element, and all that. Okay, now if we come here to check, it's going to see each class, okay, but it's not going to see what, the selector. Okay, so it's not going to affect it, except I remove what, their what, except I remove the what, the selectors. Okay, so just to take note of this, just take note of this. Okay, now you can see that it now took the what, the effect. Okay, so this is just more on classes.